absolutely.
So first thing I want to know, I want to let you know that I love your work. You're a talented model, and not everybody can come up here. We're very selective of who we pick for the feature on the show.
Mhm.
And I think I found you on Caviar, or it was either through Stacy. Is
Okay.
it Stacy Bernard?
Yeah, Stace Bernard. Yeah, he's my mentor.
Okay, so it was either through him or I found you through Caviar. I cannot remember. Are you on Caviar?
That's for publication listings, and just kind of network building. So probably.
Okay, well, I found you somewhere. I just don't know where, but then again, I'm a photographer, but I feel like it was through him.
Hmm.
So, because I see that you're one of his models.
Hmm.
So, starting off, I want to know, where are you from? And I'm gonna try to do this interview so it don't sound like an interview.
Okay, so I am in Connecticut. That's where I grew up. I did move around a little bit, but I came back here in late November, early December, and I'm just outside of New York City. So that's where I do a lot of my shooting.
That's not bad. New York is definitely so. Since you're from Connecticut and you got connections to New York,
Mhm.
you're moving, so you're doing a lot because people in New York they move. And how is New York different from Connecticut?
So much more fast paced, like you said. There's just a ton of movement. I think that there is just a lot of spaces built specifically for art creativity. It's one of the biggest fashion districts in the world, so there's a lot of opportunity there.
Okay, so looking at your pictures, you look short. Are you short or are you tall?
It's funny you say that because I've actually posted a couple of polls just to see what the general consensus is about my height. And I usually get a lot of people thinking that I'm somewhere between 5'7" and 5'9". I am a petite model. I'm 5'2".
I can tell, maybe because I'm
Yeah.
a photographer.
Yeah, you have the eye for it. You can tell that I'm shooting tall.
But so my next question was, how has that stopped you as a model? But you still some of the dopest models are the short models. But have you did any runway stuff? Because I know a lot of dope models that are they short and they go harder than the tall models. So
Yeah, we have to make up for it somehow, right?
yes.
So I don't have much experience with runway. It's something that I haven't really gravitated towards as much as more so like the photo shoots, commercial, editorial type of modeling, which is kind of where I prefer to lean into. But I have been wanting to stretch my skills and try out some runway.
Okay, awesome. I know you shoot a lot of glamour and lingerie. Did
Mhm.
you choose that, or was that something that you started doing?
Yeah, I chose that for sure. I think it also just helps that I feel really comfortable doing that type of work. And I would say that I specialize in boudoir photography and modeling. I would say that I've also found over the years that I can really push myself and do some really creative editorial, avant-garde type of work too. So I wouldn't have known that though if I didn't push myself and just say yes to some opportunities and offerings that came my way that looked really intimidating at first. And just believing, okay, if I really just push myself, if I just go for it, what kind of things might I be able to put in my portfolio that I would have talked myself out of otherwise?
Okay, and moving on, how did you get the name Bunny Blaze? Because that is an amazing name.
Yeah. So I started out with a different stage name when I started just sort of the content creation things before I even started modeling. And I would say that I kind of outgrew that stage name, but it always involved Bunny somehow. It was just a nickname that I was given in high school and from friends of mine, and it just sort of stuck over the years. So even though my online presence has kind of changed, the name Bunny has just stayed with me. Lately, I find that the Blazes part is more true because the work that I've been doing has just been generating more and more conversation, engagement. So I like to be able to say that, we set the work that we do on fire. Whenever we work together, it goes on fire.
I know that you are a Stace Bernard model. What is
Mhm.
your favorite photo shoot you have done with him, and why For to put his name in your portfolio, he has to be amazing.
Yes. So I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to work with him and be mentored by him. Specifically, he is a glamour photographer. So he has just this wide range of wisdom, professional advice as far as how to really show up as a glamour model. I would say my favorite shoot that I've done with him would probably be it was a couple workshops ago, and he was just giving me a lot of really great feedback. And every time that I shoot with him, I'm able to learn so much more, and I feel that I walk away a better model. And that's just, I mean, I can't ask for anything more than that.
So do you have a photo shoot, a specific photo shoot that is your favorite photo shoot that you have done with him?
With him in particular, I would say probably my first mega glam photo shoot with him. And if you don't know what mega glam is, it's a large event where all of the top glamour models from, I mean, all corners of the globe really show up. And a lot of really creative minds, photographers, all kind of get together and just pour all of their creative energy into some shoots over a weekend span. And that was sent out to different magazines, different galleries, projects, things of that nature. And it's just such a blessing to be invited back to that event each year. I've been fortunate to go 3 times now. And the first time that I went, I would say that was the real photo shoot that made me feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm here amongst some really powerful, beautiful models. And I'm just going to take this experience for what it is and just give it my all. And I think that was really shown through the work that we did.
Okay. So besides Stace, who is your next go-to photographer? Because I'm assuming that you're not just shooting with him, because I see different type of work in your portfolio, which they're all amazing. And after that, please let me know how long have you been modeling? Because no way you just started, because your work is amazing.
No, it feels like I just started, but I've been at this now for 5 years. And over the past 5 years, I've had the opportunity to work with a ton of really talented people and all types of different photographers, from the implied, the art spaces. I've done cosplay photo shoots. I've really pushed myself to try just anything that kind of comes my way and sounds like it could be just a great experience. I would say my favorite photographers to work with outside of Stace, who I am quite biased because he gave me so much just opportunity to get myself started. I would say that Mike Chisholm, I'm a little bit biased because I have a special place for him in my heart, but he's extremely talented and has just really blown me away by his concepts and his attention to details. I also love working with Slouch, Sloouch, who just has this artistic vision that I don't really see much of.
Okay, nice. I think I've heard of him. I mean, when you in the photography world, model world, you see names. So I feel like I have heard of him.
Yeah,
Also,
the industry is a lot smaller than you would think.
I know it is. Definitely it is. What was some of the earliest influence on you that kind of shaped you to want to become a model? Did also growing up in Connecticut and having access to New York, did that influence you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I did some modeling when I was a child. I kind of pulled away from it in my teen years and sort of explored other options, other things that I was passionate in. But I always felt really called to it. And it was a very natural sort of gravitational pull back to it as I went on. I started kind of showing up in the online spaces as a content creator, and some shoot opportunities sort of just unfolded for me that way. Yeah.
When did you realize that modeling was more than just a hobby?
Yeah, I think the first time I had my paid booking, I was like, okay, there's something here. I can actually ask for compensation for my posing, for my creativity, because I would say one of the things that really puts me aside from some of the other models, that nothing wrong with just showing up and absolutely acing your skills on set. But I really like to take my time with helping the team build a concept from the ground up and just offering some of my creative direction that way. That sort of helped me build belief in the fact that, okay, there's a career to be had here.
So, what would you say was your official real gig? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember. So I did multiple photo shoots before then to build my portfolio up. And some of them are honestly still some of my favorite shots. Shout out to Edwin Roncal. But my first paid official shoot actually was me sitting for a photographer slash painter who has galleries, a couple galleries across the globe. His name is Jung, and he wanted me to sit for just a photo shoot that he could use to reference for one of his newest paintings. So that was my first paid gig. And I think it was a really cool opportunity to see that there's a lot of ways to be a model.
Okay. Is there a designer, brand, or photographer that you would love to collaborate with?
I actually just recently got into connection with a luxury brand of lingerie. And so I'm not going to speak too much on it just yet, but that for me was kind of like a bucket list moment. So I'm really grateful for that. But I would also love to be partnered with Lazy Susan. I just love their brand. I would love to bring some of my stoner community into my work too.
Okay, so I was just on a call with Kiki Palmer for all the DJs, because as you know, I'm a DJ also. Kiki Palmer was talking about she don't chase money. She always try to find gigs that align with her and her vision and her brand. So even though she's, known and all this stuff, she don't chase money. And she also said she had to go back and live with her parents for a time. Do you feel the same way? You don't want to chase everything? It has to align with your brand and your vision?
Yes, I love that. I absolutely subscribe to that idea 100%. There's a lot of times that I've turned down jobs just because I didn't feel like they really aligned with the message that I like to bring to my work, which is overall just authenticity and self-expression and feeling safe to show up in your own skin. And I think the energy that you bring to the photo shoot is going to translate when that work shows up, however it's shared. And I want to make sure that I'm aligning with people who are excited about the work that I bring. And if I want to have that kind of excitement, I want to show up with that excitement for each and every shoot. Like, I'm not going to show up to work that feels draining or degrading or just doesn't align with the kind of values that I see for myself.
All right. And I forgot to ask you this, but have you worked with any female photographers? Or if there is some female photographers, are there any ones that you would like to work with? Because I feel like female photographer is going to give you a different vision than a male photographer.
1,000%. And I have had the opportunity to work with several female photographers and would love to work with any of them again. Each experience was really lovely. I would say that the biggest difference is just sort of, I don't know, for me personally, there was just this real softness and this real celebration of womanhood and just being comfortable in your body and feeling like you're a piece of artwork. And I feel that all the time when I step on set, but there's just this really beautiful moment of like noticing that another woman is safe to celebrate you and see you in that way as well. And that's one of my favorite parts about womanhood in a whole and in general, and getting to connect with other models is always amazing. I would say Rune and Rook is my favorite female photographer as far as just her vision, just the way that she cultivates an atmosphere that feels really easy to feel sensual and safe in your skin. And she offers boudoir shoots to anybody who wants to book that time and tap into that side of themselves can just go ahead and work with her. And she is fantastic.
So do you feel that New York models have to work harder than Connecticut models? Or do you think Connecticut models have to work harder because there's probably less opportunities than New York?
I would say that Everybody has to work hard, but in a different way. So for Connecticut, you're going to have to work harder for finding and seeking out those opportunities. They might not be just around the corner like they might be in New York City or just New York as the whole state. But as far as New York City goes, there's a stress factor in just knowing that if for some reason you can't make yourself available, or if you don't completely fit what the shoot is looking for, that there's just a plethora of options available. So you really have to, I wouldn't say compete to put yourself in front of people, but you just have to work very hard to have like that positioning.
Okay, and going back to the female photographers, do you feel that the female might understand your body a little bit better while photographing you?
I can't necessarily say that I like one viewpoint more than the other. I think there's two different perspectives that are displayed, and it's sort of like, which mood do I feel? Like if I want to feel a little bit more sensual and feel like, I don't know, because there's a lot of female photographers that I know of who have a very like raunchy style to them too. So I can't really say in particular if it's one versus the other. And there's some male photographers who have such a soft and I would say almost like a whimsical viewpoint on how they capture the female form. And there's been times when I'm on set and I'm like, okay, let's spice it up a little bit. So
Okay.
I think it's really individual to each and every photographer and their style and their message, you know, as long as they're following, like you said before, work that really aligns with what they want to do and what they want to portray. That's when it becomes this really beautiful collaboration.
Okay. Also, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm trying to get my thought together.
Yeah.
I literally had forgot what I was gonna say, but here it is. Here it is. What's in your playlist right now? What type of music do you listen to, and who is your favorite artist?
Ooh, love this question. So my music is really all over the place. I have a different playlist for every mood. I'm a playlist hoarder. I really always love EDM for just pumping me up, especially before photo shoots. So I would say some like Knock 2 or maybe Subtronics will just really get me hype before a photo shoot. But I love to have like a nice downtime after my shoots. I do some dancing. I like to do artwork. And when I'm in that kind of mode, I've recently been listening to a lot more blues music because I feel it helps me really slow down and be in my body, which is really important in order to feel grounded and excited on set.
Okay. Do you have any other favorite artists in the blues genre?
I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with blues, but I'm really loving it. And it's kind of bringing me into like this, I don't know, like old soul type of moment for myself that I'm sort of seeing even show up in some of the modeling gigs that I'm being booked for, which is really cool. And just allowing myself to feel like I can explore all types of things I'm drawn to instead of following just what's trendy.
And speaking of trendy, a very popular blues song is Boots on the Ground, Where the Fans At. Have you heard that song, and do you know how to do the dance?
I don't know how to do the dance, but I have heard it. I am pretty good at picking up choreography, so you might have to show me.
I don't know how to do it either. I just know, since you mentioned blues, that Southern Soul blues song is huge. And also, you might want to check out our radio station on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We got the blues show, and then we got Sunday at 7 o'clock on Inspired Radio. We have a legendary blues radio host, Cousin Ken, with the Blues Remix Show. So you might want to check that out.
I am absolutely going to check that out. That sounds perfect.
And I do the Caribbean vibes if you want something from another country. So we got soca, all of that. Dancehall, Afro beats, reggae. So
I can dance to just about anything, so I'm here for it. I loved all the stations you were sending my way.
All right. So next thing I want to ask you is, what projects are you working on that you can tell us?
Yeah, I've got my fingers in a lot of different mixes right now. I'm very excited about it. I have been writing a lot, which is really cool to be exploring just a new creative outlet. And with that writing, I've been working with a production team. So there's going to be some short films, some cool media coming out, and that sort of area. I can't really share too much on it just yet, but I'm really excited to be showing up with media and movement video work because it's just a little bit different than what I'm used to with the whole still posing. As far as other projects, just a lot of travel. I'm constantly traveling for work and lining up travel destinations for photo shoots. And I'm really excited to be getting to some new places that I haven't been to before. So that's going to be fun.
Okay, I don't want to hold you up, but do you have any closing words and tell us how we can find you?
Yeah, this has been so great. I am just really excited to be sharing more of my personality, more of my offerings online these days. I do have some workshops and events, travel gigs, like I said, that I'm going to be offering, as well as some online offerings for coaching, just as far as mindset, showing up as a model, model tips. So definitely keep an eye on my website for all of those types of things, which is in bunnyland.com. I will happily share a link so it's easy for you to find. And you can also find me on Instagram at Dose of Bunny. And yeah, those are really the main places to keep in touch with me. I do also vlog a little bit, but yeah.
All right, I appreciate you. Sorry, I had a hard time getting back to the mic. I
Oh, it's okay.
appreciate you and thank you for coming to the Grindheart Mix Show, Inspire Radio.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This is
Hey,
Bunny Blaze, the model, and you're listening to the Grindhard Mix Show. Thank you so much for listening.